so long it's like alchemy.
So here we go, Boogie in the brow in New Orleans in their debut. And New Orleans, you want to talk about bad luck and health? They have an injury pregame. DeMarcus rolls an ankle, and everybody keeps talking about his maturity and when is it. I think he is what he is at this point. Look at him out in transition, handle the ball, AD coast to coast. And once again, Golden State came out flat, man, and New Orleans was all over them. The hungrier team, Draymond, the bailout three late in the clock, but not to be outdone. Anthony Davis, he knew what he wanted the whole way down. Gets it to end the quarter as New Orleans hangs 39 points on a slow-moving Golden State team. And then KD, you've heard of Shoeless Joe Jackson? Well, what y'all know about kickless KD? You see him get the layup. This is the next possession. He's on defense, and I'm nervous. We all know he has foot problems, right? He's in there fighting for a rebound with the bare foot. He's like, nah, I'm going to get a block. Is that enough? No, another one. On his way to 7 blocks, the man had a block party, and he was really the one that carried them when they were down and got him back in this game. Jordan Crawford, Jamal Crawford's ratchet cousin. Nah, I'm just playing, but he's a gunner just like Jamal. Played in China last year, used to play for the Warriors, hit some big shots that expanded the league. 12 three-pointers for New Orleans in the first half is really what gave them a big cushion, but KD wasn't having it, shaking and baking to end the half, and all of a sudden it's a game again. Clay showing why you could say he might be the best two-way guard in the league. Defense, the dunk. And every time Golden State seemed like they were getting ready to pull away, Anthony Davis just started beasting, man. Look at how far that's a tough shot to step all the way back at dead center and hit the three. And I feel like he really is maybe the most elite big in the league. Look at him, bulldog Draymond. Draymond, the obviously reigning defensive player of the year. And Davis is one of the few players in the league that actually gives him trouble. He has a hard time guarding the brow just like everybody else. And then look at Nick Young. You want to talk about winning culture? He's not making that pass in Los Angeles last year. He's pulling up and taking a crazy shot, not with the greatest shooter in the world on the wing. And then Clay on his way to 7 threes. And if you watch tape at the beginning of quarters, Clay has an itchy trigger finger. He hits threes at the beginning of quarters like no one's business. Boogie had 35 of his own after a tee and had to sit through most of the third quarter. He started hitting threes, and after a tough Zaza offensive rebound, where do you go? Like I said, Clay 7 threes. Is this 8? No, this is Warrior basketball. We make the extra pass, corner ball, got it, game over. All right, y'all, man. So Warriors get their first win of the night in New Orleans. Clay 31. Steph, what was it, a combined? I don't know what the ESPN stat was, but the big three got buckets. Draymond, there was really no hindrance of the knee injury. He wasn't favoring her or anything like that. I guess there was a little drama between Boogie and Draymond. Obviously the technicals, but the last play of the game, Boogie kicks his leg out and trips Draymond. And it's kind of like, a lot of the haters are going to be like, well, that's karma, Draymond. Draymond can't complain about kicking nobody, but Boogie, a little bit extra, especially when they're supposedly boys and know each other. And, he continues to just be immature. And I kind of feel bad for Anthony Davis, honestly, because he's doing all he can do. He is the truth. The only knock on him is his health, but otherwise he's the complete package. And I don't foresee him staying in New Orleans. I don't know. Somehow the NBA's got to get him out of there. They got to get Boogie out of there. Boogie at this point is what he is. On to the Warriors, man. I think it took about 6.5 quarters for them to finally wake up. And, we talk about competing, and it was a shortened preseason, a shortened training camp, and guys are kind of working their way into shape. They don't want to get hurt, and then it's kind of the competition of all of a sudden these guys are going at their jugular, and they're not really ready to compete, and that's what we've seen. Like I said, these first 6 quarters or so, KD's just a monster, man. He's going for all first-team defense. I don't know if he's going to get the love of being considered defensive player of the year, but at this rate, who knows, man? 7 blocks, my count was more like 8 or 9. He got a couple of tips of jump shots that were, deflections that weren't counted, but that was amazing. My only concern right now would be Sean Livingston, and much like Iguodala, he kind of works his way into shape. And he struggled at the beginning of last year because of the new bench players. But he just is moving slow. You don't usually see him get cooked on the defensive end, and could Father Time finally be catching up with S. Dot. Patrick McCaw didn't play. Kerr tightened the rotations. Zaza, 21 minutes, 8 points, 10 rebounds, huge rebound at the end of the game. And he just does work against traditional bigs. The thing is, on the back end of a back-to-back, tonight against Memphis, you would think they want to use Zaza heavy minutes as well. We'll see how that goes, and if Kerr, plays a little more Bell, perhaps some Kevon Looney. Here's a little tidbit. Those of you that are wondering what my Patreon and my extended coverage is, I just go more in depth and real into detail. Here's a little tidbit of what I shared with my extended video. The reason why KD has 13 turnovers in 2 games is because he's overexcited. Now, we've heard, if you follow the Warriors, everybody talks about from Kerr to KD is, he understands the offense now, and he knows where to be, and they're going to be in sync, right? And then he has these 13 turnovers. What's happening is he knows what's going to develop. He sees what's going to transpire, and he's out of excitement. He makes the pass too soon, right? And so that's where the turnovers have been occurring. If you pay attention, the passes, they're there, but he's passing it a second or two too soon, and he'll get over that excitement and just let the flow of the game come to him as he did. And, the 3.5 quarters in this game was just absolute dominance by him. So we'll see, how it happens in Memphis tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it's another gritty, tough game. Memphis, it's a contrast of styles. They always play us tough. Mike Conley, maybe the most underrated point guard in the NBA. They got an interesting lineup. Tyreek Evans is over there, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.